What is up, crypto community? Welcome back to another video. I was just doing some research on Twitter and I came across a very interesting Twitter account with a token that I think is going to perform very well in the future. Really quick, if you guys need a spot to get any cryptos, I recommend Uphold. It's where I dollar cost average and get my XRP. You can find a link to Uphold in the video description below. So I was looking on Twitter and I found this guy smartestmoney.eth. Someone had retweeted the top traders on Binance, and this guy is, let me see if I can find it. He's a top 3 trader on Binance, which is rare, right? Most people lose money trading. In the past month, this guy made 14 million trading. So I was like, okay, this guy obviously knows the market. Let me check out his Twitter profile. He has proof here of all of his successful trades, 86% success rate out of 37 positions, only 5 losers, which that's a very impressive record. In the past 4 months, he's had 22 closed positions with 2 losers. The past week, this was 4 hours ago, the past week alone, smartestmoney.eth, he pulled in a whopping $6 million in profit. Number 2 was $1 million. So this guy is just absolutely crushing it. And I scrolled down more and I found this tweet from Eric Wall. If you don't know who Eric Wall is, he's regarded as one of the smartest people when it comes to blockchain technology. If you don't follow him, I'd recommend following him. Really brilliant mind. I'd put him up there with Vitalik. And this guy says, I hadn't seen this tweet before. He goes, I go as far as to say the only 3 compelling base layer innovations in blockchain are Bitcoin, which we know Bitcoin, Ethereum, we know Ethereum, and Celestia. And I'm like, Celestia, I've never heard of this. The ticker is TIA, and I've seen a ticker before, but I've never heard of Celestia. So I was like, okay, I need to look into that one. And then furthermore, smartestmoney.eth goes, why do you keep shilling my bags? I like your vibe, son. So this guy, he's a crypto whale. He's making 8 figures a month trading. This guy's very smart. I already know Eric Wall is a brilliant mind in crypto. So I was like, okay, I need to look up this Celestia thing. So first off, I go to the price chart, of course. And this token's pretty new, which I always like that. It came out in November, so it's only 3 months old. It was around, $2. It's up 800% in the first 3 months of its existence. And there's only 1 billion of these tokens total. Right now, in circulating supply is 150 million. 1 billion. So there's not that many of them. Only $18. And the circulating supply right now is only about 10% of the total supply. I haven't done tons of research right now. I just found this. Let me know if you want to know more about this one. But essentially, it's the first modular blockchain network. Celestia is a modular data availability network that securely scales with the number of users, making it easy for anyone to launch their own blockchain. Totally transparent. This is not an ad. I literally respect Eric Wall, and I was just looking at this guy's Twitter profile because he's the top trader on Binance right now. And I saw this, and I mean, I'm going to get a few TIA to be totally transparent. Do your own research, but just the fact off Eric Wall saying this is one of the top 3 most innovative blockchains, the fact that this guy is the most successful trader on Binance and he has a bag of it, I think it's worth a little bit of a gamble, but that's where it is ultimately. It's a gamble. It's only 3 months old as well. So I'm going to look in more. How does the supply come out to the market? I'm thinking right up here at the top, it says run a node. I have to look into this, but I'm assuming if you run a node, maybe that's some type of mining, and that's where the supply is coming from. I don't know. I'll have to look more into that. But yeah, I'm going to be keeping my eye on this one. It's $18, July 13th. Maybe a year from now, we'll come back, and this will be $18 or $180. Who knows, really? It's only done an 8x. In the last bull run, you had a lot of tokens doing 100x's. So if this really is innovative and it really does have as much promise as what I think it does, keep an eye on this one. Moving forward, another price glitch for XRP. What other crypto has this many price glitches? Here on crypto.com, it glitched to $43,000 for a second. Is it a glitch? Is it someone smashing a massive institutional order? I don't know what it is, but it is interesting how this is the only one that has that many. Everyone has been talking about this Bitcoin halving, starting a new bull run. Every time we've had a Bitcoin halving, it's been a green year. And I've even been speculating on that, right? Because that's what history would say. Every time there's a Bitcoin halving, we have a green year. But this theory got me thinking a bit. I really like this guy's Twitter, and he says, "This is my scenario for 2024, where the crowd could get it wrong. Everyone believes that we will get 100% guaranteed green Bitcoin halving year. This scenario has a sideways rinsing to disappoint bulls and bears for the next few months, and then a fake out bull trap." He goes on to show that when the Bitcoin CME futures launched in 2018, that's what started Bitcoin's big dump. Bitcoin futures ETF launched in late 2021, and that's what caused the blow off top. I don't know if that's what caused it, but it's interesting how these events coincide with a bear market. Now we have the Bitcoin spot ETF launch, and look at that massive rejection that we saw in the first 2 days of trading. Just something to think about. Everyone's saying the bull market's close, the bull market's close. I don't know about that, guys. And this is really interesting too, kind of to back up what I was just talking about, how we might not actually be in a bull market. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world. They have 27 billion in Bitcoin, like over 100,000 tokens. And essentially $41 million in outflows to Coinbase happened the first 2 days of trading from this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. A lot of people were like, well, these Bitcoin ETFs are custodians, or Coinbase is a custodian for all these Bitcoin ETFs, which is true. But what's also true is that shares of GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which has been around for years, they've been traded since 2013, but they were not redeemable for actual Bitcoins until 2 days ago, which is interesting. On January 12th, the day after multiple Bitcoin ETFs began trading, Arkham Intelligence showed that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust sent 900 Bitcoins in one transaction and another 2,600 Bitcoins to other wallets and separate transactions. That's at 41 million in outflows. And this guy, FOMO Capo, says, people are selling 25 billion worth of Grayscale Bitcoin. Welcome to the ETF. Now, 25 billion, that's the whole Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. I don't think that's all going to get sold. But Nostradamus goes on to say, less than 1 billion out of the 28 billion in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust has been sent out so far, gents. Looking like a long way down. Ran Noor, host of CNBC's Crypto Trader, agrees with the theory posting to X that Bitcoin price is dumping as people are redeeming their Grayscale Bitcoin shares for Bitcoin and selling. So, I don't know if we're in a bull market yet. I don't know if we're in a bear market yet, but this is just food for thought. It's something to think about, okay? And I was talking about Celestia earlier. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this. I think it's a really interesting project, but I want to know if you guys want to hear more about it. And I want to leave you with this 2-minute clip from Raoul Paul, ex-Goldman Sachs, successful investor, talking about where we're going from here.
TradFi Land, our RAA in Cincinnati, to get his clients across into this new world that has higher rates of return. The best example of this I can give you is China entering the WTO. That was a classic example of opening up a market that had much higher rates of return and absorbed huge amounts of capital over time. And I think crypto will absorb huge amounts of capital over time. But remember, these people are tourists. This is not even foreign direct investment, FDI. That would be VC money. What this is speculative hot money flows into this new economy. And one day it'll wash out again too. So be careful of that. While we want to encourage them, while it's going to help our ecosystem grow, while it's going to create more capital, more opportunities, it'll move your bag as well. This is not permanent residency in our world. And so, yes, we welcome them with open arms. But remember, what we really want is a new financial system being built. Now, interestingly, you saw Larry Fink talking today on CNBC, I think it was. Not that I watch CNBC, but there was a clip. And he was talking about, well, this is just the start, because what we actually want to do is tokenize the entire financial industry. And he's dead right. That is the migration of, sorry, it's one of the surviving coconut girl doing whatever she does at this time, every time is bark when I'm on one of these. So as firms like BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, these are currently, you think of these as fiat world companies that have set up offices in crypto land, much like many businesses like Apple set up in China. But what Larry's talking about is the migration, the eventual migration of the financial system into crypto land, which was my core thesis when I first found Bitcoin in 2012, and has remained my thesis of where this is all going, amongst many of the other opportunities. So it's really interesting when you think of it in economic terms. These are economies. This is a digital economy of crypto land that has other states within it, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, whatever it may be. So that becomes very interesting. And you can think of, even within that, you've got, interoperable systems, stuff like whether it's Polkadot or Quant or a whole bunch of these things allow, or Chainlink, interoperability. That's the travel, the border crossing from going from one of these nation states to another. We've got immigration, which is us opening wallets. We've got FDI, which is VC. We've got trade deals, which is hot money flows chasing opportunities within a country, which is the ETF. We have a monetary system. We have interest rate systems, which is the yields. We have a collateral system. You can call that Bitcoin. You could even call ETH collateral within the system because it's used within borrowing and lending. We've got asset markets, which is like NFTs. So, and there's a lot more. I've written extensively about this in Global Macro Investor, and also in Real Vision Pro Macro. I've talked about this at depth too.